guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nastazsa, and if you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'm super excited to share with you guys today's DIY project. It was super fun to work on it, and it's also super exciting because today's video is sponsored by Minwax. I absolutely love their products, and I've been using them actually for several years now on this channel, so I'm super excited to be working with them. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So our first stop is going to be Lowe's to get all of our materials. For this project, we are using the Minwax water-based semi-transparent color stain. So all you have to do is head on over to the Lowe's paint desk so they can tint your stain to the color of your choice. As you can see here, I just brought over my Minwax can. That way they can add the tint because all that's in the can now is just a clear base. It's a really awesome process. I went ahead and chose the semi-transparent so the color coverage will allow the wood grain to show through, but it's also available in solid as well. I cannot wait to share with you guys the color I chose for my stain. So after that, I went ahead and picked up 12 cinder blocks and 2 pieces of wood for this DIY. And then I just kindly asked someone if they would cut the wood into 4-foot pieces. That way it would already be done when I brought everything home and the DIY would just be ready to start. So now that we have all of the materials, we can start. Don't forget to use a drop cloth to cover your workspace before you start the staining process. So the first step is to start with prepping the wood by sanding down the wood in the direction of the wood grain. We want to make sure we have a nice smooth surface to apply our stain to, so make sure your wood is nice and smooth. Then after that, you are going to clean off all of the sanding dust using an old t-shirt like I am using here. It really works amazing for this. So now that the wood is smooth, it's time to condition the wood. I'm using the Minwax water-based pre-stain wood conditioner. This is going to help you achieve the most uniform color. So you're going to let this penetrate for about 5 minutes, then wipe off the excess with a lint-free rag. Allow that to dry for about 15 to 30 minutes. Then you are going to lightly sand your wood again to smooth any raised grain you may see, and then you're going to wipe off the sanding dust. Make sure that you stir your stain thoroughly before you start using it, and also before you start using it, I would recommend wearing some gloves. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm going ahead and putting on a set of gloves before we start the staining process. Now it's time to start staining by going with the grain using a Purdy synthetic brush. These water-based stains work amazing on small projects like these because they dry fast. And this new semi-transparent color stain is my favorite because it adds color while still showing the wood's natural grain through it. And it goes on 5 times thicker than their traditional oil-based stains, so it's easier to apply. And as you guys can see here, these Minwax color stains provide such a rich, true color in just one coat. I am absolutely in love with the color that I chose. It is absolutely beautiful, so I hope you guys enjoy as well. And remove the excess stain by wiping in the direction of the wood grain. And another great thing is this stain dries fast. It dries in just 1 hour. The last step is to protect your wood by applying a thin coat of the polyacrylic top coat. It does go on milky white, but after 2 hours it will dry clear. I chose the matte finish, but they do have other finishes to choose from. This is going to provide protection from everyday wear and tear. And after it is dry, you want to go in and sand lightly. I'm using a 200 grit sandpaper. After you are done sanding, make sure you go back in to remove the dust. Then you want to apply another thin layer of the top coat. And once that's dry, you are all done. And as you can see here, everything turned out so beautiful. The wood is just such a rich color, as well as you're still able to see that gorgeous texture of the wood. And as you guys saw, it's just such a fast, easy, and fun process. I enjoyed doing that one piece just to kind of teach you guys the proper way to stain wood. But now that I did teach you guys that, I'm showing you guys here that you can definitely do multiple pieces at a time to speed up the process even more. So that's pretty much what I did. I laid a few out and I did a few at a time. Definitely would recommend doing that once you get the hang of things because it's super quick. Again, like I said, I had so much fun doing this. So once I finished all of my other pieces of wood, in total, you're actually going to have 10 of these pieces if you're trying to recreate the shelving exactly how I had it. So this is the finished planks that we have, and this is the area that we are going to create our little shelving in. So now that we're ready to start our little shelving project, you're just going to take 2 of the cinder blocks and lie them flat onto the floor. Then I'm sliding in 2 of my little wood planks. Definitely be careful with this. You don't want to scratch the wood, but then we are also okay because we have our top coat. So that's another great thing, especially you definitely want to use it with this DIY. So I kind of just push them through, and then I would help lift them through on the other side, if that makes sense. And then I just went ahead and stacked my second layer of cinder blocks. I did that on both sides. Then I'm going to repeat that same process. I'm going to put in the 2 wood planks, and sometimes I'm able to get it all the way across, and then sometimes I'm not. Again, I just wanted to be careful and make sure I didn't destroy the wood. So that is what you are starting with as your base. Then you're going to be adding in the other cinder blocks right against the wall, and then 2 in front of that as well, if that kind of makes sense. And then you're laying 2 additional cinder blocks on top of that to create kind of like a little square or rectangle. And then I'm actually taking the wood planks and looping them through the back cinder blocks this time. And then I'm taking 2 additional ones and putting those through the top. So it will all make sense in the end. Now, this is the last step where you're taking the 2 cinder blocks against the wall and adding in your last 2 wood pieces. Those are going to go right against the wall just to kind of create like a fun little backdrop. So this is what our finished little DIY cinder block shelving looks like. I hope you guys enjoy the color that I chose, but if you didn't, Minwax actually has a wide assortment of water-based interior stain colors, so you can definitely find something that caters to you. I finished this piece off by adding in a ton of fun greenery that I was able to find at Lowe's. They had an awesome selection of plants in their garden center. Even got this beautiful concrete textured pot from Lowe's as well. So I'm just adding in all of that greenery because I am using this as a very fun plant shelf, which this is going to be the new home of all of my plants. And I just wanted to show you guys a close-up of just how beautiful the wood looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY. I had so much fun creating this. I hope this inspires you guys to make a fun little plant shelf. And as always, again, a huge thank you to Minwax for sponsoring today's video. I will have everything I used as well as the links to get the Minwax products in the description box down below for you guys to check out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!